Welcome to episode 2 of season 0 of the Starfield Let's Play. This is the fastest gunslinger in the quadrant.
Special moments.
Okay, so this episode is basically going over, the traits, the perks, and the background I want to be going with, and I'll be expanding a little bit more on, the role-playing side about, the guns and weaponry I will be using. So let's get into it. So, the traits, I haven't really decided, and you haven't seen all of them, with all the information they've given us so far, the videos, the commercials they've given us. You can see a lot of the traits, but you can't see all of them. So I've looked at a couple of them. You can see a couple of the descriptions. You can't see all of the descriptions, but I think these three might be in the range of options. I believe you can pick 3 traits, but we'll jump into the 3 I have planned out. The first one is Wanted. You basically get a damage buff if you're low health. Obviously, it's not going to be a high damage buff, but it might come into clutch a couple of times, so it might be really nice to use. Free Star Settler. It really goes with the character. It just might be a throwaway trait in my eye. There might be a lot better ones you can choose. I don't know if I want, because you don't have to choose 3, you can choose 2, so hopefully I want to go with 2 maybe, but we'll see how good they are. But Free Star Settler would help, because it would just make us a free star citizen by default, and it would work with the character. And then I think I really want to go with Alien DNA, because it will go with the story of, if you watched the last episode of how, John Russell's mother mixed his, DNA and, basically modified it to make it better. And Alien DNA basically gives you damage resistance, but makes health work on you less. So it's, it's a double-edged sword, but we'll see how it works. Jumping into the backgrounds again. I haven't decided any on the backgrounds. I've only seen a couple. You haven't seen all of them, so and you haven't read all the descriptions, so we'll see what I'll go with come the design, when we can read everything and see everything. But the backgrounds I've been thinking of is Bounty Hunter, because that would also fit the story, but I just don't know if it would be the perfect pick. But I think it would be cool. People come and try to hunt you down, and I think that would just be a fun mechanic all the time, with people showing up and trying to kill you, and then you just get to kill them, and then maybe you could track down the person that's sending all these mercenaries your way. Long hauler, we don't get to read this description, but it probably has to do something with space travel, and that wouldn't be bad, because I want to go to furthest reaches of space, and maybe that will help, and maybe it will help with weight on the ship, because I want to hoard a bunch of ship, but we'll see. Combat medic would be a really good one, because it gives me a damage boost to handguns, and I want to be using handguns. And then it also gives me a boost with medical supplies, so it might cancel out the alien DNA buff, or at least make it a little bit more manageable. So that might be a good combo, but yet again, I don't know. And you can only pick one background, so we'll see. I haven't read all the backgrounds, and just when it comes to it, but those ones are somewhat in the picking range. The perks I really want to focus on is combat and tech, but the problem is the science tree looks pretty nice with all the stuff you can do, and the social tree seems like it has a lot of stuff that might be helpful, like money, and like I want to play this not exactly like a Starfleet captain, but I want to have killing be the second option. If they're a good guy, I want peace and diplomacy to be the first option, but if it comes down to fighting, it comes down to fighting. But the social tree has neuro punches, where I believe you don't necessarily kill them, but you still knock them out and you can loot them. I don't know what like, is it a Batman punch? You fucking just hit them off the roof and, you know, it's like, oh, they're not dead, you know what? But that, you know, that would be a cool mechanic. But that's I don't want to split 4 trees, because I feel like that would be a lot of work and it would stretch out the early game a lot and make it, you know, just a really long game. But we'll see how everything goes. The guns I want to be using, a long rifle. So basically, this one can be a bolt action, but in the commercial they came up with the rocket launcher that was a lever action. That's pretty cool. I want to know all what you can do, because if I'm playing a gunslinging, you know, space cowboy, it'd be cool to still have, you know, like a Remington, you know, like gun where I can, you know, lever action. I can still have my revolvers. But we'll see. So I want a long range rifle, so maybe a bolt action, and then I want a rifle for me, you know, medium range and heavy damage. So that could be a semi-automatic rifle. It could also be, you know, a lever action rifle. We'll see. I want a handgun, for sure. You know, it's just to do with little stuff. I don't think it's, you know, I need anything crazy. It's more for, like, I can be, you know, once again, the gunslinging cowboy. But I don't know how revolvers are going to work in this game, because it's 300 years in the future, and revolvers now are pretty obsolete, so I don't know how they're going to still be on play 300 years in the future, but we'll see. In the commercial, I believe there is like some sort of electric magnetic revolver that has like 12 shots. It's like 2 shots per cylinder, so that could be cool to have, but I definitely need a semi-automatic or an automatic handgun, and then the revolver. Those are kind of like the 3-4 guns I really, you know, plan on using on my character. But I also want to use some electric magnetic guns that they've been showing. They're like beam rifles and like heavy machine beam rifles. It's pretty crazy. I want a good mix, but I want them to make sense on the character. But, you know, we'll see what they have. Gear-wise, I don't know what I'm expecting. I've seen from the commercials, the United Colonies, the Pirates, the Freestar Collective. Everybody has pretty cool armor and looks, so I'm pretty fine with going with anything. But I'm probably gonna go with, you know, space, you know, drifter, space cowboy. So we'll see how that works out. You can only wear your gallon hat, you know, on, you know, breathable atmospheres. So, you know, we'll see. But thank you for joining me on episode 2 of season 0 of the Starfield playthrough. Our next episode is basically going to be about the ships and, you know, my ships ideas that I have planned out that I think would be really cool. So if you're interested in that, watch the next episode. If you're interested in watching the Let's Play, you know, subscribe and wait for that to come up. Other than that, have a good day.